All right, so we have number 85 on the EOC review packet, and it asks us about the factorization used to reveal the zeros of a function. This is a quadratic trinomial. So zeros or roots or solutions are all the same thing. They're the x-intercepts of the graph. They're where the y value is 0, and they're the x that's related. So we need to factor this. Now, I would have factored out a -1 first, but if you look, well, let's see, I guess they did on C. All right, so let's do that. Let's take out a -1 and make this 12n squared plus 11n minus 15. So the GCF is 1, so we're going to have to do the long AC method with product sum. Now, if I do 12 times 15, 12 times -15, I get -180 with the sum of 11. Now, it could take me a really long time to do that, to find the right pair that multiplies to -180 and positive 11. This one happens to be multiple choice. If I wanted to, I could simply FOIL the answers together and see which one matches. But most of the EOC is probably not multiple choice, so I'm going to do this one the long way. But remember, working backwards is not cheating, it's a test-taking strategy. So FOIL A, B, C, and D and see which one works. Assuming it's not multiple choice, I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. So one of them has to be negative, and the larger one should be the sign of the sum. So this would be the negative, but that doesn't add to 11. So I'm going to try 2, I'm going to try 3, I'm going to try 4, and 5, let's see, 6, 7, does 8 go? Nope. 9 goes. There we go, -9 and 20. That's my pair that multiplies to -180 and adds to 11. So I've got this negative hanging out in front. I'm going to bring it down and ignore it just like I would if I had a GCF. So I'm going to take 12n squared, and I'm going to replace the middle term. -9n plus 20n minus 15. We are factoring. There's no such thing as unfoiling, but that's kind of what we're doing, because we're taking this middle term and separating it back into the O and the I. So FOIL. So then I'm going to look at just the GCF of the first two. Actually, let me grab this to cover up. There we go. So just the first two have a GCF of 3n, which would leave me 4n minus 3. If I distribute it, I have 12n squared minus 3n. Then I'm going to look at just the last two. Take this sign here, because 90-something% of the time, that's the right sign. If it doesn't work, we'll go back and try again. But try that one first. 20n and -15 have a 5, leaving 4n minus 3. The two factors should match, and they do. So I have 4n minus 3 as one factor, and 3n plus 5 as the other. So then I go look at my multiple choice, and none of those have that as a choice. So then I need to figure out whether they distributed the negative through the first term or through the second. So if I did through the first, I'd have -4n plus 3, and then 3n plus 5. -4n plus 3, and aha, that's a choice. That one's B. Now, you wouldn't distribute this through both. It's like if you had 2 times 3 times 4, you would just do 6 times 4 is 24. You wouldn't do 2 times 3 and 2 times 4. So you wouldn't distribute the negative through both, just one or the other, and that happens to be the one that they chose.